TagTeam.
And we welcome Jeff in. Jeff, good morning. How are you?
Hey, Jeff.
Good morning, guys. How are the Derek Jeters of morning radio doing?
I'm good. I'm prepared to walk
bye-bye
off.
Balboni.
I'm frankly prepared to walk off like Jeter did against the Orioles, but
Come on.
that won't happen. That won't happen for a few months at least. So before we get into the topic of the day, let's just talk market in general. We haven't are in a couple of weeks. Are things still on an uptick?
Things are definitely still on an uptick. Not what they were, let's say, back a few months ago, but they're definitely still on an uptick. Everyone's seeing increases in sales and number of sales. And if things are coming on the market that are priced right and looking great and staged and everything, they're going quick. They're going really quick.
Yeah, normally when the figures come out, like the Warren Group, people like that put out the monthly figures as far as sales and such. Sales are doing very well. You got to keep an eye, though, on the price. Is that correct?
Unit sales are good. Prices are up. So
good. Okay, I'm happy.
That if you're a buyer, you're going to pay a little bit more. If you're a seller, you're going to get a decent deal. If you're a seller looking to downsize, you're going to sell pretty good, and you're going to end up picking up pretty good, but on a lower value. It's the opposite if you're going up.
Okay.
When you look at what people are looking for as far as buying homes now, Jeff, in this pandemic, has that changed at all? Are people more willing to settle for a little bit less in order to get a house?
It's a good question. So well, no, I don't think so. I think people are still looking for the specific house. People are still particular, and they're just not settling. And I think they're not settling, for lack of a better phrase, so much so now is because people are working from home. Some children are from home. So if you're going to buy a home, it's going to be a very specific home, and it's going to be a home you really want, because basically you're probably going to be working from there, and there's going to be a lot of family time there. So no one's really settling.
I just want to back up for a minute on the whole sales thing. Excuse me, Jeff, but what about condos? Condos are always kind of a separate market, so to speak. Are they too improving in price and all?
Condos are still improving in price, just like homes are improving in price, single families. Condos always lag to home sales, though.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, whatever town, whatever county, condo sales always lag the property individual houses. But condos also they're the right choice for certain people. I'm working with somebody now who's probably around 70, and she's thinking that she wants to get out of a big house and go to another house. And the comment is, or the thought is, go to a condo. You don't want to be dealing with that at 7 years old. So condos still definitely have their place. Or on the younger side, where younger people, they don't want the house and the responsibilities that come along with it. They just want to do their thing. Exactly.
Our weekly segment, Open House with Jeff Bodeau from William Rivas Realty. Let's get to the topic of the day, which is home appreciation. What exactly, when we say the words home appreciation, what do you think of?
Home appreciation is what your home, let's say, was worth 1 year ago and what it is worth now, and that delta is your percentage or your value of appreciation. And it's opposite the other way, depreciation.
And that's where you get the equity out, and then you can use it either to retire on or to buy another house or just hide it somewhere, right?
That is true. The cost of money is so inexpensive right now. I'm finding people that are doing just that. They're taking appreciation, taking a home equity line or a mortgage against that. It's a risk, but putting it in the market. The market's been so great that interest rates are 2.25%, 2.75%, depending on where you get it, low threes. You can outperform that in the market.
When people try to decide the value of their home, or the realtors try to decide the value of their home and whether it's gone up or stayed the same or depreciated a little bit, what are the primary factors?
Well, for real estate agents, in this area, we're essentially working off of the multiple listing service. I mean, there's other places to get statistics. As you can imagine, when I did some due diligence here, you can check anywhere on the web and find something totally different for the same thing, right? Surprise. But real estate agents and appraisers are always looking at multiple listing service. We'll also go to town hall to look for any sales that might not have been on the multiple listing service, off listing sales, and those are important too. We take those into consideration. And then we look at homes that are in the certain market area, certain price point, certain square footage, condition, appointments, and then we make valuations from there.
besides this wonderful radio show we're doing, how do people find out about you? In other words, I think it used to be the thing was you'd sit down at the realtor's office, once you pick the realtor, go through the MLS book, look at the listings and all that. I think it's different now. Don't you do a lot of it online?
There's a lot of marketing done online from social media, which is huge. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, get a lot of business off of those. People are also checking out Zillow, Trulia, Googling, Realtor.com, and they're searching for realtors there, or they're looking at properties as to which fit what they kind of like, and then oftentimes next to that listing, there's 4, 5, 6 agents, and they can go over to pick those. And then the best way, and how I run my business, is it's all referral based.
Yeah, I know.
You go from one to the other, and you build relationships, and that's what it's all about. And those relationships foster other relationships, and it's like a spider web.
Jeff, how important are comps when selling a house?
Oh.
They're pretty much everything, Joe. Once in a while, you'll get a property that's an outlier, and you try to figure that one out. I have a very large mansion in Manchester at $2.5 million. How are you going to comp that? You really can't. So in that case, it's what somebody's willing to pay for it based on the money that's into it. And if they are getting a mortgage, they'll have to bypass an appraisal because you just won't be able to find comps. But it's incredibly important right now. Absolutely.
Let me go to something else that a lot of you mentioned just a moment ago, and that's Zillow. How accurate are actually the prices that you find on Zillow?
Honestly, I never even look at Zillow.
That's what I thought.
They're all over the board. And when I'm on a listing appointment with somebody and they say, well, my house on Zillow is worth $200,000, my response to that always is, when was the last time you saw a Zillow agent walk in your neighborhood? Or when was the last time a Zillow agent was in town hall? Or my favorite response is, I may look on WebMD for a symptom that I'm having, but I'm still going to go to see my doctor.
Right.
It's the same thing. If you want to look on Zillow, go ahead. But at the end of the day, hire a professional that knows your area, knows your marketplace.
So we were into this. We've been talking with Jeff about home appreciation. How do you talk homeowners down who think their place may be worth a little bit more than, say, I don't know, the professional like you do?
Yeah, I looked it up on Zillow.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because it happens a lot.
I know.
You have to show comps. You have to show comparatives. And it's not just a graph. You print out all the photos on the multiple listing service.
Yes.
This is what I do anyway. Blow up some of those photos. Look, this has crown molding, triple crown molding, or this house has white appliances versus all your stainless. You go through the appointments. This has carpet versus hardwood floor. And you try to justify what those values are based on comparable properties.
Jeff, are there particular, and I think a lot of people in the realty business and that profession, everybody's kind of thinking back to the late 80s when, you'd put a contract down and by the time it got taken to the office, somebody else had outbid you. Wouldn't that be a wonderful time? Could that happen again?
It would be a wonderful time, but that also comes with its negatives too.
Yeah, we know.
I wasn't around at that time, unfortunately, in the real estate market. I was still manufacturing, but basically those were silent auctions. Essentially, that's what was happening.
God, it was nuts.
It was crazy, from what I understand, and the height of the market, 2008. Those are some significant prices. I was just doing a market analysis. I met with a client earlier this week. And it was incredible to see the price per foot with what they paid in 2008 to what they could get right now.
Always good advice. Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry. I thought you were...
Obviously brought tears to their eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Of course.
I'm sure. Always good advice from Jeff. If you want to learn more about today's topic, which is home appreciation, or any other questions about the real estate market, contact Jeff Bodeau of William Ravis at 860-463-9296 or online at jeffbodeau, BODEAU.com. Jeff, always insightful. Thanks for the time. We appreciate it. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
You guys as well. Take care.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, we're Derek Jeter. God, is that great?
That was nice.